bare bones blanket statement, which probably applies to the majority of people, is raise your credit score and stay liquid. Google how to raise your credit score.
The new rule, through something known as the loan level price adjustment matrix, will lower fees to those with lower credit scores. Now, how does it lower those fees? By increasing them on people with higher credit scores. Under the new rule set to go into effect on May 1st, for mortgage lenders across this entire country, buyers with a score ranging from 680 to 780 will have an increase in their overall mortgage cost than before. The most insane thing is that buyers who are responsible actually put down 15 to 20% will have the largest increase in fees.
Welcome to 2023, where absolutely nothing makes sense. Welcome back. My name is AlexBeltran. I talk real estate. Now, there's a big issue in real estate right now. Mortgage rates are between 5 to 7%, depending on the day and your credit score, and cap rates are also between 6 to 7% on average, which basically means there's no profit to be made, leaving you with three different options. Option one, don't buy real estate, which arguably, if you are focused on real estate like I am, is probably the worst decision to make. I do think that long term, if history is correct, real estate is going to be way more valuable in the future. However, in the short term, it really doesn't make sense to negative cash flow. Option two, adding value to your current real estate portfolio. Keeping your property up to date, possibly adding a couple rooms, or even building a whole new structure from the ground up. The obvious cons to this is the fact that you have to already have a real estate portfolio or have experience building from the ground up. Now, personally, I don't have experience building from the ground up. Eventually, I would like to get there. It would make my life a whole lot easier, but in due time. I simply don't have the experience. What I do have is an already established real estate portfolio. However, all of them are tenant occupied, which means that I really can't do major work to these properties. And even if I did decide to do major work to them, there is a lease in place, so I can't raise the rent and justify the expense. I'm kind of in this weird gray zone. And look, I know a lot of people will probably say, why don't you just do it anyway? Living in a construction zone sucks. I would hate to put anyone through that. There's usually dust freaking everywhere. The last thing I would want to do is piss off my tenants. And option three, look for obscure real estate opportunities. Now, before I dive too deep into this, I've personally always operated sort of like in the surface level of real estate since I got my real estate license in 2011. Mostly because I'm dumb. All I know is that you have to acquire property for less than what the going lease rate is and take profit. I mean, okay, I know a little bit more than that, but the point is, I'm not necessarily a business operator. The businesses that I am a part of, I'm more of an investment partner. I can't do the day-to-day work. I hate IBITDAs, KPIs, just projections. I'd rather mop up water during a hurricane than have to do the day-to-day work. But times are changing, my friend. Now, to be fair, I won't be able to tell you all of the different types of niche real estate markets that are out there. I mean, they are literally endless. What I can tell you is what I'm currently looking at right now. The first one is mineral and riparian rights. This is a huge real estate market that flies very, very far below the radar, and I know that it's highly profitable. In fact, one of the real estate agents that I used to work at the Beverly Hills office moved to Texas exclusively to become a riparian and mineral rights expert. And he's doing pretty well. Very well. In fact, I probably should have followed him. I made a lot of dumb decisions in my 20s. By the way, riparian rights just means water rights. This is a very attorney-intense real estate market because, at least from what I can tell, even if you own the property, you don't have the right to extract said minerals or riparian/water. That could be sold off or leased out to a completely different entity, hence why you need a really, really, really good lawyer to look over all of these contracts. It takes a lot of legwork, which is why it is a very interesting real estate market. As always, you're gonna have to do your due diligence, do your due diligence. Don't just listen to some random moron on YouTube. There is the ability to make huge profits off of this niche real estate market, but you need a great team. Actually, correction, you need a fantastic fucking team. This isn't exactly beginner friendly, which is why I'm so excited to look into it, because honestly, there's less competition. Now, moving on to the next version of real estate that I'm currently looking into, which is small businesses with real estate included. Keyword, real estate included. This really excites me because the majority of these small businesses are sold via seller financing, which basically means that you're using the future profits of this business to pay for the business now. Best of all, no bank involvement, since, banks are doing so well right now.
This makes it now the third major bank to go under in less than 2 months.
Now, I'm sure you must be asking yourself the same question I had. Who the hell's selling their business? Turns out a lot of people want to sell their business. From what I can tell and the owners that I have talked to, it pretty much boils down to the fact that they're getting older, their kids went to college and are not interested in this line of work. They're actually working in a completely different career field, or they're getting sick, and a lot of them, unfortunately, are also passing away. So the family is selling the business. And these aren't useless businesses. They are very essential. Plumbing, concrete, electrical, welding. Pretty much the opposite of like the sexy techie world. In fact, a lot of these businesses would benefit from adding a little bit of tech to their workflow. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. If you're in real estate or a homeowner, how quickly can repairs completely demolish your bank account? Let me give you a visual representation. Like that. That is how essential these businesses are. People will pay to fix a bursted pipe before anything else because people do not want a flooded house. Like I said earlier, I'm personally looking for small businesses that have real estate included. My thought process is I get the real estate, I get the assets like the workmans, the products, the materials, the systems that are already built in place, and I also get whatever the business is actually generating. It's almost like a built-in exit strategy. Even if the business fails, I can sell off the assets and lease out the real estate. I mean, obviously my goal is to make this business as profitable as possible because it's more profitable that way. However, this is pretty much a built-in exit plan where I get to keep the real estate no matter what. Obviously, this is a lot more work than just the average real estate investment. You need a team. Luckily, the sellers usually stick around for the transition period, and they stick around long enough to help you with pretty much the entire process. This isn't guaranteed. Everybody's different, obviously, but it is an option for a lot of people. Now, if you are anything like me, I can only manage a small group of people, which is why I'm personally looking for businesses that have little to no employees. I also want to hire a partnering manager to handle the day-to-day work because I am what the corporate world calls unemployable. I can't sit still for too long. I can't stay in the same place for too long. I will legitimately go crazy if that's the case, which is why I'm so freaking unemployable. I can't sit in a cubicle for too long, guys. I'm sorry, but you know what? I'm not sorry. I like the way I am. So I'm guessing your next question is, so where can I find said businesses? Well, there are places like LoopNet and BizBuySell. You can talk to your local commercial real estate agent that specializes in business opportunities. And you can also talk to lawyers. What you have to keep in mind is that this is a very, very niche real estate market that is literally stuck in the Stone Age. It's not neatly laid out on a beautiful website like Zillow and Redfin. You have to work very hard just to find the leads, but this is also why there's little to no competition in this particular real estate market. The fact that seller financing is the norm? It's just the cherry on top, guys. Anyway, there are more real estate markets that I'm also looking into. Once I know a little bit more about them, I will be more than happy to share them with you. In the meantime, I'm personally learning about them myself. So, once I have something to report, I will make sure to do so. But anyway, I want to hear from you. What types of niche real estate markets are you looking into? I'm always interested. Go ahead and comment in the comment section down below. Other than that, I will catch you guys next week. Peace.